Harer Nama, Harer Nama eva kevalam, Kalo nasteva, 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 gatiranyata.
First of all, thank you, Mata. Such a wonderful class with so much of realization, so much of practical points. I think I have heard you for the first time, and I'm so touched. Such a wonderful, uh, not only philosophy but realizations. And as you said, जैसे आपने कहा कि uh, you did Bhakti Vaibhav, and still, if you are confused, then what about people in general? So it's very complicated, बहुत ही complicated है. But the wonderful point what I liked was he, for such a petite desire, I want to enjoy. He has done such a complicated and such a wonderful thing. So that's really, and the point you stressed आपने कहा कि he's not like a jailer, or he's not come to punish. It's all for us, हमारे लिए, ताकि हम लोग भक्ति में आगे बढ़े. That was really very, very wonderful. And so many points. The whole class uh, is to be repeated. So thank you, Mata. And it was such a wonderful session. And there is one hand raised. So we'll hear from her. Hare Krishna. Yeah, Vaiji Mata.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Danvat Pranam. Mataji, excellent class. So many points. I've actually made 2 pages of notes, so I'll go back, revisit them again. But some points that stood out for me, very practical and philosophical also. And problems may, agar we are there, uske bhi, you've given a solution. How to approach all that. First point, आपने कहा why this technical knowledge, because repeatedly that keeps coming. जैसे आपने कहा, science, and I'm also not a science student. I'm more like a lawyer, and this is all, kind of, still Prabhuji has made it easy for us to understand, but too much, for me, my whole this thing is how can I present it to my kids so that they can actually, rather than looking at it from the material angle, why can't they look at this? But I don't know. That is probably my life's purpose. I don't know, but would love to present it to them and have a science student read this, because I feel this is amazing. Though, my understanding is also very little, but आपने जो point कहा, भगवान का greatness we have to understand before we can relish his sweetness, because then we can understand the Lord better. That was one takeaway for me. And दूसरा आपने उस sadhana bhakti, how, with sincerity we have to approach that to reach a proper consciousness. And ye bhi, because I immediately thought of Neha Vikrama Nashosti. Even if we don't do it sincerely, the Lord is so merciful that uska bhi thoda, some effect would be there. Then the problem of jiva, kya problem hai? The main problem is this bodily conception of life due to forgetfulness. Because oh, dono verses, Mataji, I just love and keep reminding myself. I think 2.62 and 63, the Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsaha. So when I actually, when I'm in crossroads, about to make a decision, so I'm reminded of these verses. In fact, I think Madan Sundar Prabhuji, in one of his lectures, he was saying how, let's say, I'm from South India, so coffee is was my weakness. I've gotten out of that. So he's saying, agar you see an ad there for a coffee, like immediately, right, you're tempted, but then remind yourself, Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsa Sangasteshu Pajayate, and then, you can prevent yourself from fall down. But ye challenge to her minute every day, so many times we have to remind ourselves and do that. So apne, you explained that beautifully. And ye point to be, इस पाथ एनी पाथ हम ले रहे हैं उसमें डिफिकल्टीज है. डायमंड को जैसे हैज टू गो थ्रू सो मेनी प्रोसेसेस टू लुक लाइक अ डायमंड. इवन सिंपल एग्जांपल जैसे आपने प्रैक्टिकली दिया क्लोथ्स रोज वॉश करना पड़े, इसका भी एक प्रोसेस है. सो सेम वे ये डिवोशनल सर्विस इज ऑल्सो अ प्रोसेस फॉर प्यूरिफाइंग आवरसेल्व्स. बट हमें वी हैव टू रिमेंबर भगवान इज नॉट अ कॉप और अ पुलिसमैन, बट ही इज अ लविंग फादर. सो इट इज टफ लव. एंड जो हमें डेफिनेटली पसंद करता है, they will not say yes to everything, because I believe in that kind of parenting, and as a teacher that is what I believe in. बच्चे जो मांग रहे हैं, we cannot give that, right? Uska, what is important, so at a much bigger level for all of us, Bhagwan does that. And then ye bhi, everything happens as per the Lord's desire. Ye point mujhe bahut acha laga. Whatever difficulties that we are going through, rather than blaming the Lord, if we understand that ye Bhagwan ka haath dikh raha hai in everything, he is always with us, as Paramatma, complete surrender karne se, particularly difficult times mein, it is like we completely turn to him and say that it is more because you're doing it for my shuddhikaran, to make me go deeper in this path. So wo point bhi bahut very zabardast point, Mataji, with an example. Whether we like it or not, we have to that injection ka point, we resist. What's going to happen, we are the ones who are going to suffer more. So better we understand yahi path hai, and we have to go deeper in this path. And ultimately apne this point also really liked two qualities that hame develop karna hai. um, 2.14, I think you quoted of Bhagavad Gita, Matra Sparshastu Kaunteya, Shidoshna Sukha Dukkha Daha, Agama Pahinos Nitya, Tam Tikshasva Bharata. How that tolerance and humility are very important. And the deeper we go in this path, because, my sister always used to say, if you go, behind Krishna, what will happen is there'll be one challenge after another that keeps coming. I'm actually able to relate to that, Mataji, because it's for our own, for our own purification. The bar is also set higher. It is never like, I've reached, because wo reach karne ke baad, you find that there is a next higher level hame jana hai, more for our purification, so that our ultimate goal, going back, to him, gets fulfilled. Um, then uh, I think those were my points, that are my takeaway points, Mataji. Thank you very much. A question, tha, though, more out of curiosity, because these verses talk about, controlling deities. जो कुछ है हम दिख रहे हैं. For example, यहाँ ocean. It says ocean is the presiding deity of the abdomen. So, मेरा Mataji, just out of curiosity. So sub devata ka, there is some role, right? They are the predominating deities of certain activities or certain things that are happening. Just out of curiosity, iska list kahin pe hai, Mataji? It is like is devata is for this you have, this is the predominating deity. Aisa kuch list hai, complete list, because I know that Bhagavad Gita maybe and Bhagavatam maybe there are references, इसके लिए this is the predominating deity, but ऐसा कोई पुराण or some this thing में है. That's one question. And दूसरा, Mataji, if we end up praying to any of them, it is like wouldn't that come under the karma kand activities? So if you can share some of your thoughts on that, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Dandavad Pranam. Again, thank you very much, Mataji. It was so wonderful listening to you, and hope you come back again and again, and we get benefited by that. Dandavad Pranam.
All glories to my Guru Maharaj and all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Yadi Prabhupada na hoy to tabe ki hai, to we all may not be here at all. So all glories to them and the parampara, that, even dumb people like me can speak something which is useful for other people. We're all, that's one thing we all have to be always grateful for, that today we all can speak a little bit on what is Krishna or who is Krishna, even though we may not have so much understanding. But whatever little we can understand by our own sadhana and our own, consciousness, we are all here. So all glories to all of them. Mataji, there must be something in the different Puranas because there are 33 crore different devatas who are in charge. Like even for batting an eyelid, there is somebody in control. Everything is controlled by something that we have to understand. So there are, but I don't know uh, if there is a list, or I don't know if there is a book that can make a list of all these things. But I think they are mentioned here and there in different places. And even here, and possibly they are only mentioned about some very important devatas, not maybe all of them. But from this, we can understand that for everything, there is some particular personality in charge and in control. Of course, we are always, and Bhagavatam is in the beginning itself um, throwing out all kinds of other dharma, which is basically Kaitava dharma. Because whatever the Vedas are giving, it's basically for people to live in this material world comfortably. Like in third chapter of Gita, we read. But Vyasadeva was specifically chastised by Narada Muni. Actually, the living entity must do. Yeah. Savai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhakti radhokshaje ahaituki apratihata ye atma suprasidati. That is why the first three verses of the Bhagavatam very important to understand who is Bhagavan, what is this Bhagavatam about. Yeah, first of all, understanding the greatness of these two things, and then we can relish, we can understand that this is the essence of everything. Everything. Actually, dharma means simply something that will take us back to our constitutional position, will take us back to the lotus feet. That is only dharma. There is no other dharma. Other things are all kaitava dharma. Yeah. Simply for us to live comfortably here, that's it. But that is not the goal of human form of life. So, praying to these presiding deities is not necessary. Yatha taror moola all of these people are under the control of the Supreme Lord, and the Supreme Lord is Swarat. He can, like if you go to the Prime Minister, he can take out all your, you don't have to pay this fine, that fine, everything will go. But how many demigods can we worship in our lifetime? It's not so. Demigod worship is not very important, or the presiding deities, whatever it is, it's not important. We don't have to do it. We are not aiming at karma kanda also. Is that okay, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Yeah,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, this is
Mataji.
one more hand raised. Thank you, Mataji. Go on.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam Hare Krishna. To all devotees here. Mataji, it was really enlightening class because some practical tips you gave. And one of them was humility and tolerance, which we have been listening. इतने टाइम से हम सुनते हैं कि टॉलरेंट और ह्यूमिलिटी होना एक भक्त में बहुत बड़ा गुण है और बहुत जरूरी है. इसके बिना हम आगे नहीं बढ़ सकते. लेकिन इसमें एक सजेशन चाहिए मुझे कि इवन अगर हम कर भी रहे हैं और ये कोशिश कर रहे हैं और अच्छा भी लगता है करना, बट जो हमारे नियर एंड डियर वंस होते हैं, दोज हु आर केयरिंग अस एंड वो हमारा बहुत वो करते हैं, तो वो समटाइम्स वो इसको एंड आई थिंक वर्ल्ड आल्सो माइट टेक इट एज वीकनेस. तो मटेरियल वर्ल्ड में तो इसको अप्लाई करने में एक तो लोग वीकनेस की तरह ले सकते हैं, ये भी एक होता है. दूसरा फिर अपने जो हमारे आसपास होते हैं वो कहते हैं तुम डोरमैट बन जाओगे और सब तुम्हारे को वो करेंगे, एक्सप्लॉइट करेंगे. सो हाउ टू मतलब वो आई नीड योर हेल्प, योर सजेशन कि हाउ टू नेविगेट इस तरह के उसमें. True. I'll share my very personal example. I was working with one devotee who was a little difficult to deal with because he was very He had his own fears about being, what do you say, becoming a weakness or people exploiting him. He probably had some previous experiences. So he was very, very secretive, would not share openly. Um, so it was very difficult for me to work with him because I had to tread a very difficult path. And he was a very sensitive person also. Um, so I was dealing with him very patiently for some time. Uh, but at one point in time, uh, I just asked a question. I mean, it's a simple question that Prabhu, why is this has to be done? Very simple, nothing. He could have given an answer, and but he got very upset with me, and he complained to my Guru Maharaj that she did this. So Guru Maharaj asked me, he wrote to me saying that. Uh, he said, this person is very sensitive. He's very this thing. So you should be very careful in dealing with him. You should ask him questions in a very nice way. And in the end, he wrote, he said, Trinada Pisuni Jena Taroreva Sahishnun. So he said, you should practice that. And when it came, it hit me a great deal because I was thinking, why is Guru Maharaj not telling that man, that he shouldn't be so sensitive? And why am I being found fault with, or at least something. But fortunately, I don't know, Guru Maharaj's mercy only. I said, okay, then I have to follow the instructions given by. It was not even an instruction because Guru knows that if he gives instruction, we may not follow it. So he just gives it like a idea, to just, okay, then maybe we take it and follow it and we can improve ourselves. So somehow that which has come to me, constantly it rings in my ear. Whenever I'm in difficult situations or situations where I'm with devotee, I want to say something, or even normally when we are talking, but this thing comes in my mind that we have to respect everybody else. And actually, unfortunately, in this world, humility and tolerance are exploited by the people. But actually, in spiritual life, if you see, that is the greatness, the greatness of a devotee is measured by how much he can tolerate and how humble he can be. So it is a very difficult path. People will say something. Logon ka kaam hai kehna, they will say. But we have to understand that these are the qualities that will make one very, very dear to Krishna. Yeah. It is not that if you are not humble and tolerant, people will not exploit you. This material world is a place of exploitation. Yayadam dharete jagat. Where you are humble, you are not humble, people will exploit you. Whether you're tolerant, you're not tolerant, they will exploit you. But again, we should just see the hand of Krishna in that. Yeah. Uh, we should see. So if we want to become dear to Krishna, we have to develop these qualities. There is no other. But Narad Muni also told a nice story when the snake came and said that people, all these children are throwing stones at me. So Narad Muni said, okay, show your hood, scare them away. You don't have to go and bite them. Similarly, we have to also be careful. And that intelligence we should have, that if somebody is trying to exploit us, then we should stand up. Standing up against exploitment doesn't mean we are not humble or tolerant. Yeah, we have to. We have to stand. Even in devotional service, somebody is doing wrong, we are authority, we have to tell. We cannot be, we are humble, we cannot tell them. No. There we have to learn what we have to say at what. And my Guru Maharaj told a very nice story. I'll finish with this. That there was Bhakti Vinod Thakur's house here in Mayapur in the Siman other Dweep. So they had not developed that. It was just in very shamble state, not this thing. So Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj's brother was taking care, Lalit Prasad. No, yeah, Lalit Prasad. So many times Prabhupada asked them that you give it, we will develop it and we will make it nice because it's a place of worship. Uh, and so they were not willing to give. So once Prabhupada went and he asked them, he said that, isn't it sinful that you won't develop one place and you don't let somebody else also develop a place which is of great importance to this parampara, you know. So my Guru Maharaj was saying that that is not an offense to go and ask somebody like that. He's just putting a point. It was not an offensive statement that what is it, you people are not doing anything, you're useless. Not like that. He said, isn't it our duty to develop this place? So even in devotional service, when we are with devotees and talking with, have to work with them, we have to learn how to, uh, because we have to live with these people in the spiritual world. So we have to learn how to live with devotees. That is the most important thing. Uh, and as family members, it becomes very difficult. But we have to learn. Sometimes Krishna gives it so close so that we will learn, but it's more difficult to learn. When it's something outside, very easy, we can do it. But close ones, relatives, friends, very difficult to deal. But understand that greatness is in being tolerant and humble, but that doesn't mean we let other people take advantage of us. We have to stand up for those things. And sometimes it's difficult to draw a line, but why should we change our nature, our qualities, just because other people don't have some qualities? Just like this, the scorpion's nature is to always bite, doesn't matter what. But that sadhu was going on taking the scorpion out to save it, and the scorpion kept biting that sage. But he said, no, it's okay. That is its nature, but my nature is to be compassionate. Yeah. So it's difficult. That's what I'm saying. These things are difficult when we have to develop the qualities of a devotee. It's difficult. But if we follow, Krishna will give us the chance to develop these qualities, give us the ability to, and also save us from the material world.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for resolving my doubt.
Thank you, Gopi Manohar
Thank you.
Prabhu.
Thank you. No, thanks.
Uh,
Thanks to you, Mata.
give good chance for me to also purify whatever I speak now. It's mainly for myself. And if somebody benefits, it's a great deal. That is usually uh, uh, my aim in Bhagavatam class, that whenever I have to give class, I give class for myself so that other people may also benefit from me.
Thank
Thank
you,
you all
Mata.
so much also for tolerating me.
No, actually, the last question by Vinti Mataji was really very wonderful and very nicely you explained. Like uh, we have to be very humble, but at the same time, you have to be careful also and not let others allow others to exploit. And this really sometimes becomes very difficult to draw a line. But we need to be humble. That's the key, you can say, which I take for
Yeah.
myself.
That is why, Prabhu, in some situation, that is why we say, no, Guhyam Akhyati Prachiti. It's very important to have some senior devotees whom we can share our mind
Yeah.
and that is very important. Because sometimes we are in the heat of the situation, so very difficult to uh,
Mm,
deal with it.
no, correct. Thanks.
Okay, Prabhu.
Yeah. Okay. So I know you're a very busy person, so will not take much of your time. Thanks for giving your time, your association, and such a wonderful class. We had very nice churning. out of that. So I humbly request you to please keep coming again and again whenever you have time. Please do give your association. So we'll
Fridays are
stop.
okay. As I told you, Fridays I'm off from
Sure,
things. So anytime
we'll
I
we'll
can.
do that.
Thank you,
Thank
Prabhu.
you, Mata.
Thank you all so
Dandavat
much.
pranam.
Hare Krishna. Vancha
Vancha
kalpatarubhyascha
kalpatarubhyascha
kripa
kripa sindhubhyo
sindhubhyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo.
namo ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Iskon Guru Vrinda ki jai. सभी उपस्थित
Jai.
भक्तवृंद की जय। Thank you, Mata. Dandavat pranam once again. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.